Hey people, Corknut here, uh, continuing to episode 5 of Phoenix Point Vanilla Run Through. All our people are fully recovered. We're going to do some more exploring.
So, you are the Phoenix Project, eh? I've heard a lot about you. Who am I? Well, the Maker, of course. I run things around here. Welcome to the marketplace. Here and only here you will find some very special hardware. I design, build, and test every piece of equipment here with my own two hands, you see. I will be honest, they tend to explode every now and again, these toys of mine. They do make some pretty fireballs, though. Both when they work and when they suddenly stop working.
Okay, so we uncovered the Chaos Syndicate, which is the black market. Right now they have some very expensive weapons. The Tormentor, which is the Chaos handgun. 50 damage for a handgun seems pretty nice. And pretty long range. The Obliterator, which is just their assault rifle, 40 damage, almost, and 8 shots. None of those are that good. We did get a mission. Maker mentioned that there's an abandoned scarab that he wants to get his hands on. It's an old model that we have no use for, but obtaining it for him might put us on his good side, so we're gonna take that mission. New marketplace offers and lowered prices. And it's fairly nearby, so let's see. I'd say this is closer, so let's go here first. Everything's happening. Mount Egg. Earlier today, a meteor has crashed into Earth, causing great damage and widespread panic. The landing has left a giant, peculiarly shaped mass of celestial rock towering above the surrounding mountain range. Initial probing of its properties does not match any records in our geological database. Scientists, religious leaders, and politicians from across the globe have been taking turns speculating and arguing over the nature of this alien object nicknamed Mount Egg. Oh, it's definitely an egg. And it's right here. So everything seems to be happening right here in South America. Brazil just got demolished. Let's continue the exploration here. We found a Synedrian base. Take a look. We have food production and a factory. Their population is falling from 10,000. And Louverture, run by Irene Thomas. See if they want to trade. What's the value of your trade here? We can give them 2 for 9 of tech. We're not going to do that right now. What about this one? 2 for 9. Yeah. We don't need to do either of those right now, and they're not the greatest. From Synedrian, you really want to trade 4 tech, I think. Not get tech out of them, or give them tech. Let's continue down toward Puente del Fuego. What is that down there? Go south. Hopefully we find some scavenging missions over here. Getting close to the mist. Here we go, the Golden Age exploration site. Our operatives have discovered an abandoned Phoenix Project site. This isn't a base, but an archive of old blueprints and other planning material compiled haphazardly in 2011 when an older archival facility was demolished to make space for a bypass. Search the site. There are various useful resources here, but the most interesting find is also the least useful. The official Phoenix Project investment and development plan from 1970, setting out Newton Sumrall and Irina Semyonova's ambitious plan for the 1970s, exploring the far side of the moon, retrieving samples from the deepest points of the ocean, even building a new research station in Antarctica. Think of all that could have been. Got a ton of materials, tech, and food from that. Very, very nice, actually. This has actually been a really good start. We're doing fine on all of our materials. Let's move along and see what we can find. As the days pass. Not a barnacle exploration site. Clinging to the ruins of an old library, our operatives have discovered a half-mad creature that resembles a barnacle with a human face. The creature, apparently the former head librarian, is still human enough to give them directions to its hidden treasure. They're rambling and confusing, but somehow quite interesting. We could follow the creature's direction, shoot the creature. Better not, this could be a trap, or the creature is an oracle. Ask the disciples to set down its wisdom. Let's follow its directions. It's the librarian. What harm could there be? Not easy to make sense of the creature's directions, but eventually, after a lot of effort, our operatives managed to find the stash where the librarian hid his favorite book, The Complete Works of James Joyce. A valuable find for humanity, and for those of our operatives who are into this sort of thing. Sinedrian's attitude +4, 25 skill points have been obtained. Nice, got some skill points for reading a book, I guess. I think we should probably just continue down that way. This has a satellite uplink. Scans an area around the base, locating sites of interest. Pandoran colonies attacking havens from within scanning range will be instantly detected. Okay, got it. So what that's showing on the geoscape here is, I think, since this covers part of their mist, if they attack us out of this mist and their base happens to be in this little quadrant, then we're going to detect that base. We're going to continue south.
Research complete.
Finished our research before the exploration, so it's been about a day. The Mist Sentinel is an enigmatic phenomenon, an immobile fungoid structure hosting mutated symbiotes. It produces a complex aerosol with hundreds of different types of microbes, which is basically a concentrated version of the mist coming from the sea. It seems to have a defensive role, with proximity of hostile organisms triggering a release of mist in a local area. We see them growing across the land, promoting the transformation of flora and fauna. For what purpose, we do not know. 15% bonus damage to Mist Sentinels. Continue exploring. Actually, oh, that turned into a Fort Rand. Sorry, this is... Forgot the name of this faction. It's New Jericho, thank you. New Jericho. With some decent trade tech to manufacturing there. That's actually probably the best trade we've seen so far. It's 2 to 12. They also have a sniper available. This sniper comes with New Jericho equipment. Sniper training. Level 1. That's not a bad idea. I think I'd rather get a heavy or like something unusual. But snipers are nice. Let's see what trade is like here. If we're trading tech for goods, get rid of 38, get 228. That seems reasonable. Don't think this food trade is very good. Yeah, and they're out of goods anyway. Out of materials. Is that what that 3 dots there means? That mean they have, yeah, that means they offer materials to sell. Got it. So we're still really looking for a place that offers tech. Synedrian, a Synedrian place, presumably. Let's go to the mall exploration site. The Manticore 1 has landed on the outskirts of an abandoned town. There's a huge shopping complex here, built out of concrete and glass. The doors have been smashed, but most of the shops and goods are intact. Should we search it, or should this symbol of the old world be destroyed? I think we're gonna go search them all. Wandering around is like going back in time 20 years or more. There's so much wealth here. It's hard to understand why so many people in the old world were poor. Got our tech, so we recovered all the tech we spent in trade. We got a lot of materials, like 3 times as many as we traded for. And one more site down this way. Before going on, let's make sure we're researching something intelligent. Yes, we're researching the Phoenix Archives. After Phoenix Archives, we're going to bump up New Jericho and Synedrian. So that it goes Phoenix Archives, Synedrian, New Jericho. Also going to clear our Miss Sentinel entry here. Manufacturing's coming along. Manufacturing of Manticore still has 8 days to go. Explore this site. Cool, Synedrian. Let's check her out. She's offering tech for 8. That actually might be a good deal. Take a look. There's not much going here, but it is nice to see a place that supplies tech. And 8 for 2. So here we were getting 11 materials for 2 tech. Here we get 2 tech for 8 materials, so that's like a profitable little trade route there. I don't think the food exchange is profitable. 4 materials for 5 food? No. If we give them 80 materials, they'll give us 100 food. That doesn't sound very profitable. What are the other trades here? We'd have to go look. Oh no, it says here. 2 materials for 9 food. And then these ones over here. 2 materials for 10 food. That, or 4 for 6. 4 materials for 6 food seems like the best trade so far, right? Was this one? This is materials for food also. 4 materials for 5 food. Okay, so that 4 for 6 is better. That's kind of far away, but it's a better trade. Food. And that is the last thing we saw down here, but there is a route to Antarctica, which is interesting. There's rarely a route to Antarctica that I run into this early, so we're gonna take that.
The more the disciples of Anu invest into this mutation tech, the further away they will move from what New Jericho considers humanity. This is not a threat, but a statement.
Okay.
There is still time to look to reason, not superstition, for solutions, to seek answers in human will, instead of submission to the alien. But that time is running out.
Okay, that's just Tobias West popping up, telling us that he doesn't like change and he's taking it out on the disciples, and they are mad at him in response. Let's see if that shows up here in any way. Both of these, we haven't seen Anu yet. But look at this. They are friendly towards Phoenix Project and friendly toward New Jericho. And they are friendly toward Phoenix Project, but unfriendly towards Sanhedrin. You guys are kind of jerks. They have 32 havens. These guys have 28. And New Jericho outpopulates them by about 100,000 people right now. On the geoscape, we just gotta activate stop the enemy invasion. Uh-oh.
Yes. If you are receiving this message, then respond on the secure channel I have provided. It is essential that the information I am about to give you is kept confidential. My name is not important now, but I am known among the pure as Subject 24, the 24th volunteer in a program set up by Tobias West that gave us hope. We had a solution. A solution! A secret program that would fix the world. And in the final moment, he backed down. Nothing prepared me for his treachery, his selfish cowardice. His attempts to erase us have failed. It was known as Project Purity. One man's dream of replacing every inch of human flesh with neurally controlled prosthetics. When I volunteered for the project, I had nothing left. My entire family had succumbed to the Pandora virus. I watched my wife through bulletproof glass as she slowly turned into an abomination. Abominations! They're everywhere, waiting, watching. I had nothing left to lose. Along with many other brave men and women, I put myself forwards. A lot was sacrificed. He pushed us to the limit. Dozens of us died or were left crippled. And we came close to success. The Juggernaut Warrior was the final design. More than a soldier, more than a human, with titanium skin impervious to infection, perfectly pure. Pure as a smile in winter, as a human should be. There were problems. Total encapsulation created some. Mental instability, hallucinations, dreams. Not everyone could take it, but there was no shortage of volunteers to take the program forwards. And then Tobias West, the coward, the traitor, the small-minded charlatan, pulled the plug. Terrified of what he couldn't understand, the great leader ordered everyone involved with the project killed. Killed! Maybe he thought if he buried us, he'd bury the truth of his shame along with us. His shame! But we fought back. I and several others managed to escape. For years we remained silent, hiding, running, waiting for the right moment. The right moment. And that moment has come. Facing a losing battle against the Pandora virus, the weak-minded West has reactivated the old Project Purity facilities, and that makes him vulnerable. Phoenix, I am offering you an exchange. I know the location of the facility and how to get in. You have the firepower. The power! Hailstorms of fire and acid. Raid the lab and share the tech with us. All this time in hiding has left us damaged and in need of urgent repairs. If you succeed, we will both gain. Humanity will gain. We are the pure. The pure! We are the future. Help us, Phoenix. Help our species.
Okay, how are you going to reproduce, though, guy? Attempting contact message. We're receiving a transmission from an unidentified source. The transmission is from someone identifying himself as Subject 24. While details are lacking, Subject 24 claims to be contacting us with a warning and a promise of mutual benefits. All attempts to pinpoint the location of the transmission's origin have been unsuccessful. Phoenix Point receiving. Subject 24 has requested that we perform the raid on a New Jericho facility. Should we agree, he will send us specific details, including the exact location of the facility and potentially its security defenses. Such an action, however, is likely to worsen our relations with New Jericho. I'm going to agree to help Subject 24 because I'm no big fan of Tobias West. He seems kind of like a racist to me. Although, these guys don't really seem that much better calling themselves the Pure. Subject 24 has requested that we perform the raid on a New Jericho facility. Should we agree, he will send us specific details, including the exact location. I read this already. Site added to Geoscape, undefendable.
This New Jericho neural tech we've been hearing about. It sounds like a pretty cool technology, really, but has anyone thought about how easily it could be abused by, I don't know, an autocratic leader with delusions of grandeur?
It is a worrying possibility. This is just a weak attempt to fix a deeper problem with human biology, or New Jericho is a society of laws and principles. There will be no abuse. So this sounds like the Sinedri answer. This is the New Jericho answer, and this is the Anu answer, I guess. It's a worrying possibility.
It
definitely
is,
lean.
Isn't it? Sometimes I miss the days when such questions were just science fiction. But I guess sooner or later the future arrives, and then you have to deal with it.
All right, we just heard our attitude from New Jericho pretty bad there. And we now have a time-limited event. Undefendable ends in 10 days, so we have to attack New Jericho within 10 days to succeed at the Pure's quest. Did they show us where? Okay. Is that one we hadn't seen yet? Yes. And it's got a good food trade there, I think. And we do want to get back here to help with that attack. So I think we're going to continue down just to see how... That doesn't seem to be taking very long. Let's explore here while we're down here. Keep an eye on this. Looks like they're winning, actually, so we might have to run up there and help. Slimetown exploration site. Our operatives have discovered a warehouse full of useful resources. However, the warehouse, along with the town it stands in, is covered in a slimy, slippery, algae-like growth that makes doing anything here tedious and exhausting. Get the resources anyway, just get whatever is easy to transport or leave. So this is probably just gonna make our guys tired. Yes, they lost 10 stamina. We got a lot of materials and some food. It's hard work, and when it's over, everyone's going to need a good shower, but the effort's worth it. Okay, so I think we could probably get back here in time to join this attack and help them if we leave now, but it's going to be tight. We may not make it. So this may have been a waste. Yeah, I think that was a waste. After recovering the base and analyzing the databanks that have been left functional, it is clear that Phoenix Point is now the only operating Phoenix base. There may be other bases out there, but we will need to find them and bring them back online. There's no sign of Randolph Symes III, but he has left something potentially useful for us.
Randolph
New
Symes
research
was
bit.
the last leader of the Phoenix Project. His great-grandfather had been there when it was founded, and he was there to witness its end. When we took back Phoenix Point, we found his notes. In his final days, as the world collapsed around him, he'd been working frantically to understand the Pandora virus. Somewhere in the complicated history of the project, in decades of missions and investigations, there had to be an answer. His notes were damaged, too many of the files corrupted, but perhaps if we could retrace his steps, we could figure out where his journey had taken him and what the answers he had discovered would mean for us.
Phoenix Path. All critical Phoenix objectives are marked with the Phoenix Point symbol in the objectives panel. Completing these objectives will bring you closer to solving the Pandora virus crisis. Taking this course is not the only path to victory. Whatever happened to Dr. Symes? Randolph Symes III's notes indicate the existence of a private retreat owned by the Symes family, used as a place of meditation and research. It may contain information that could help us understand what Symes was trying to achieve in his final days. We should send our operatives to investigate. There are a number of inactive Phoenix bases. In order to activate them, select the base and activate. Increasingly likely that bases will be infested after you activate them. Research human population census. 13 hours. By collecting information from all human havens, we can evaluate the Pandoran threat to human survival on our planet. So that's going to show us, that's going to start our human population monitor, which is basically shows us the game countdown timer. Kind of worth doing, but I don't think it's super important, but we're going to pop it up to the top. Check Phoenixpedia, gives us Phoenix archives. We unlocked some guide about the Phoenix path and some lore about the Pure and Subject 24. Back to the Geoscape. I think we're going to run out of time. Luckily, they survived the attack. Let's see if we get there in time. Nope, we blew it. Okay. However, the Siam's Retreat is up here, so might be worth checking that out. The Secure the Scarab is also near here, so it's nice that all of these missions are actually turning out to be pretty close. See if we can't do some trading while we're here. They're still making their food production facility. Could help them repair that. Not sure if that improves your relationship with the faction though. So I'm gonna do it just to see because that's pretty minor. Didn't really seem to do anything. So what if we just trade for food here? That seems like a good trade. 4 for 6. It's almost 1-to-1. 5 for 5 would be 1-to-1, so that's like pretty close to the best trade you can get, I think. Unless you were getting more than you gave, which doesn't usually happen. Except for in tech trades, I guess. And then we're not going to recruit this soldier. Let's take a look though, just to see it's the same armor as the other one. Oh, and doesn't tell you anything else, just sniper training. Here, yeah, here we don't have anything useful, really. Let's take a look at some other sites. Oh, that was a Phoenix base there. How did I not realize that? Yeah. How much does it cost to activate that? That's really close to where we are, but it is... Oh, there's another one there. Okay. So maybe we'll skip this one, because for now at least. But get to this one in Antarctica. It just would be nice to have like scanner range down here in Antarctica. Although maybe that's like a future challenge. Let's not worry about new bases until we have another vehicle. Head up here.
Construction complete.
Finished our research lab. I think this personnel is also telling us we have recruits. Check this out. Recruits come with nothing, but you can recruit them just for raw food. And I guess you can't tell, or does this just mean they're all assault? Yeah, they're all going to be assault guys. One's only 200 food. Dude, you look kind of... That haircut is kind of weird. Pierre Rage Lepic. He is a quarterback sniperist. That's not so bad. This guy is a reckless trooper self-defense specialist. And finally we have Scott Ernest, reckless self-defense cautious. Cautious, huh? Alright. It's possible we'll recruit one of those guys, but I don't think we need to right now. Right here, though, we're going to explore. what we did want to do is double check what we're making at our base. So we just finished the research lab. We have 6 more power. I think we could go and make another fab plant to improve our vehicle bay build time. Let's go ahead and do that. Do we need a store? We have a store. Let's do this. Fab? Where is it? There it is. Okay. 4 days we'll have a fab plant that will give us some more ability to manufacture things. I think we might actually want to build another fab plant here. Hold on, we're spending that much so fast, so let's hold off on that. And let's do a exploration.
Research complete.
We finished the human population census. The total human population gathered in the safety of havens can now be tracked on a daily basis. We've also calculated the survival threshold for human reproduction once the Pandora threat is eliminated. If the population falls below this threshold, then humanity will not survive in the long term. It is imperative that we do not let this happen. Human population monitoring is now available. So that's what this is, human population. We're way over here with plenty. If it gets down to here, it's game over. Let's continue exploring. Watch how fast this trickles down. The Signal exploration site. Our operatives report seeing a strange, spindly, quivering line on the horizon. When the Manticore gets closer, they discover a gargantuan spinal column extending hundreds of meters into the sky. Ew. Rising up from a pool of mucus. Ew. It holds itself in place with an array of thin, near-transparent tentacles. It seems to emit a low hum. Do we blow it up, tell the disciples about it, or study it? It's a giant spinal column, dude. The explosion shatters the vertebrae and the entire column collapses, almost hitting the Manticore. The tentacles ship madly for a while before the whole thing seems to finally die. Alright, we got New Jericho Attitude back. Great. We had just lost 4 a moment ago from them. So we're back at friendly. Not sure what else you want to do with a giant towering spinal column, except blow it up, honestly. Alright, so that's been my time for today for Phoenix Point. I think next time we're probably going to do some of these actual missions, like this one that's right here. Seems a good next target. So we're going to do that next time, and I am looking forward to seeing you then. Take care for now. Bye-bye.